Welcome, fellas, to the first ever Woodbridge Fantasy Baseball videocast. Thank you, Matthew Ibanez, for allowing me to steal your idea that you got using fantasy football. So this way it'd be a lot easier to give everyone information about the playoffs because there's a lot of new information. I got a lot of post-it notes up here to remind you guys of different things that are going on since we moved to ESPN. So first thing, we have 19 weeks and still not everything's set. We have 5 teams going for that first playoff spot. Or 5 teams going for 2 playoff spots. I'm sorry. We have the Mile High Club, Super Fonzies, the Amazins, Team J Moss, and Las Pinas Estragas. They're all rooting for that final 2 playoff spots. And we also have our 2 division titles up for grabs. The Fleeks and Wild Stallions are battling only a half game apart going into this week for the National League division title. And for the American League division title, the Say Hey Kids and Veggie Nation are currently tied atop of the division. So it's going to be a lot of fun this week, and hopefully it plays out to Sunday night, hopefully maybe to the last game Sunday night, because then that will make it a lot more fun. So without further ado, let's get things started. Let's start off. Tiebreakers. So if we have a tie going into the playoffs, and by tie within division, as well as tie for just going for the spot, those final spots in the playoffs. Here's how the tiebreakers work. Number 1, overall winning percentage. Now that is not the total number of wins. It's your winning percentage. So you may have more wins than somebody, but have a lower seed because you have more losses, obviously. The second one is head-to-head record. The third one is division record. And the last one is, if all those are still a tie, ESPN and the powers that be at ESPN, they do a coin flip to determine it. Now, for the tiebreakers in after the regular season, we have a couple things that can be changed. Now, I have the ability to change who makes the playoffs and the seeds in the playoffs. However, I do not have the ability within the playoffs to make changes, and I'll explain to you that in a second. So, if there is a problem with someone who makes the playoffs, maybe a team makes it and they really shouldn't have, or a team, doesn't make it and should, you need to inform me. I will also be looking at this, but you're going to need to inform me about it. And if it's true that a team should not have made it and another team should have, I am able to make the change before the first game starts on Monday. Now, if I don't see anything when I get up on Monday and make the change, and I don't make any changes, but you do, again, you need to let me know as soon as possible. I will not be able to make that change if you tell me at 7 o'clock and the first game starts at 7:05. So you need to tell me before the first game starts. If the first game starts at say 1, you're going to have to tell me real early because, I'm going to get up. I'll be up at like 9 on Monday just to make sure things are going smoothly. But I'm still going to need to know. So that's ties for after the regular season, after with full 20 weeks and we still don't have things going. All right. Now, once we get into the playoffs, a little difference from last year. Not too many, but there's one big difference. Each playoff round is going to be 1 week. So as usual, the first and second rounds 1 week, like we've done. But the championship is also only 1 week. All right. So that's a big thing. That could make some more, some crazy upsets potentially. Now, the other change for the playoffs, which is what we did last year, but the change from the regular season is each move, instead of being $1, is now going to be $5. All right? So instead of me wanting that $1, I'm going to want that $5. All right? So that's going to be the other change. And the $5 are going to be due at the end of each week. Unless, as usual, you tell me that you can't get to me, all that stuff, and we'll make arrangements as you know, I'm very, very easy to talk to about that. Now, this is the change that I absolutely hate, and I wish we can do something different with it, but unfortunately we can't. Once we get into the playoffs, if we have a tie, so say for example, two teams are battling real close up till Sunday night, and it becomes 8-8, 9-9, 10-10, any of that, the playoff tiebreaker will then go to the higher seed. Now, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do once the playoff starts in changing who wins. So, and I will read you the email. I emailed ESPN about it, and I'll read you what they said. I said, what about the tiebreakers? Tiebreaker for playoff games will always be the higher seeded team. So then I went up and I said, would I be able to change it being the league manager? They said the league manager will have the ability to make changes to teams in the playoffs, which is what I explained to you what happened, but will not be able to make change of the tiebreaker for the playoffs. So, if you tie with somebody and something happens and you probably should have won or something, the tiebreaker will be the higher seed. Now, if things change, and for some reason they allow me to make changes once the playoffs happen and once that final game is over, alright? I am not sure how we would change it. I would probably go the same way how they did it with the regular season. Go head-to-head. I would probably go head-to-head record between the two teams, and then followed by division record, and then followed by, excuse me, and then followed by a coin flip. And if it is a coin flip, I will post a video of me doing the coin flip, or I'll have the two managers somehow be there for the coin flip so we know who will advance come playoff time. Alright, so we have that. Alright, now, the moment you've been all waiting for, the probably most important moment to you guys, is the money breakdown. Alright, now, division winners. Each division winner will get $50. Show the numbers so you guys see it. 50 and 50. Both division winners each get the money. Each get $50. Now, second place right now scheduled to get $100. First place is scheduled to have $300 plus the move money that is made. And so far, with including the move money that has not been paid during the regular season, we have a total of $411 for the winner of the league. Here is 411 of it right here. Alright. Now, also the $5 that the moves were made during the playoffs, each $5 will be tacked on to the final sum of the championship pot. Now, why I said before why second place for right now gets $100. The teams in the championship, if the two teams decide, hey, let's split this money evenly or split this money differently, you can. You can split that money. So as of right now, you can split the $511 any way you want. Alright, it doesn't matter to me which way it goes as long as the money gets paid out. But you also have to let me know so I'm able to make that payment. The last one is third place this year does not get any money. So no money for third place this year. The reason behind that is because of the two division winners and the amount of money we put into it, there just wouldn't be enough for third place to get if we want first place to have a sufficient amount of money. Now, if you will give me 1 second. Alright, now, what first place is also playing for is the coveted Woodbridge 2011 Fantasy Baseball Trophy. Alright? It has not been touched. So there's no fingerprints on it. I know a lot of you guys have figured I would be touching it all over the place. It has not been touched. And it's been sitting in this box since day one. There's still dust on the box. I gotta clean it off before I give it to you guys. To whoever wins. Okay. There's that. The money. Told you about that. And alright, now, to go over one more time with the playoff stuff. Just a real quick recap. 1. Where is it? Post-it notes, guys. Ridiculous. 1. Ties going into the playoffs. Winning percentage, followed by head-to-head record, followed by division record, followed by coin flip. I'm able to make changes, but you need to let me know of potential changes before the start of the first game. Each week in the playoffs. Each round, 1 week. 1 week. Also, $5 per move. Come playoff time. And that is going to start. Here's the good thing. That is going to start midnight or No, that is going to start as soon as the Sunday Night Baseball game ends this week. So, if you make a move in the playoffs, and obviously if it goes through after the Sunday night game, it will count as $5. If the Sunday night game does not end before 11 o'clock Eastern Time, which is our normal move thing, each move will only be $1. Alright? Every move after that will be $5. So, depending on who you are, might be hoping for either $5 moves or a $1 move. But if you want to make sure you get your $1 moves in before Sunday. Next one, tiebreakers in the playoffs. Again, unfortunately, it's the higher seed, ESPN rule. But if something happens and I'm able to change it, we'll figure it out and we'll do it via head-to-head, then division, then a coin flip. Alright, money breakdown again, as I said. Right now it's $411 for the winner, plus any future moves that are going to be made from this point on, Tuesday, August 23rd at 5:35. Followed by $100 for second place and $50 for each division winner. Alright, so those are all the playoff information that I think you need. If there's anything else, obviously, I find out, I will let you know. If there's something that you have questions about, feel free to ask me, or you can go on the website. If you don't want to talk to me and you want to search, you can go to the website and put it all there. Now, I have 3 questions though to ask you guys, because it's all about next year, because it's never too early to think about next year. The first thing is, next year we're going to try one more time to have the draft down in LBI. Unfortunately, last year we were not able to do it, but we're going to try again this year. And obviously, as we get forward to that, it will definitely be more organized than it was this year. I promise you guys that. So we'll be doing that and looking for that. Look for everything about that. Probably towards the end of March, we're going to have it. Closer to the beginning of the baseball season, the better. All right, the next thing is, now here are 3 questions we have. First one. The winner of the league gets to pick where they draft next year. What that is, since we all know TJ is going to win the league, when TJ wins, he gets to pick the slot in the draft where he wants to go. So he can say he wins, he could say, oh, I want the 9th pick. So he would be penciled in or penned in on the 9th pick of the draft for next year. Everybody else would be picking out of a hat how we normally do it. Alright? That's one. The second one, about a potential change for next year's draft, if you guys want to do it, is drafting in the order of where we finish. Alright? So, how that means is, since we all know, again, TJ is going to win, TJ would be in first place. He would then draft 10th next year. And as of right now, with Durso being in last place, he would draft first next year. And then it would go in order of how you finished at the end of the playoffs. Now, again, we don't have to do any of them, but if you want to do one, we can do one or the other. We can't do both. Again, I'm going to ask you guys to please give me your opinion. I will post a message on the message board separately for each of them, so you guys can decide what you want to do. And the last one, I always bring this up every year, but I'm going to ask it again. Keepers, do we want to do them? Yes or no? If we want to do them, it's just going to be a simple yes or no answer. If we'll do them, we'll figure out later on logistics of who keeps who going forward. If not, obviously, we do it how we normally do. So, with all that being said, that was a lot of information in one. And if you made it through this whole video, I really appreciate it. Being that we're coming on 14 minutes already. So I want to thank you guys for holding on this whole video. Thank you guys for a great season. Everything has gone smoothly so far. Hopefully it'll go smoothly again. Good luck to everybody in the playoffs. Good luck to everybody, even playing for, as Ibanez calls it, the cream of the crap consolation rounds. And that's it. That's all I have for you guys. Good luck, and I will see you sometime in the near future.